G'day guys, Fitcho here, and welcome back to my World RX career mode here on Dirt 4. We're here for the fourth and penultimate round of this 5-round championship, and we're heading to Sweden, to Holjes, one of the most important and prestigious rounds on the entire World RX calendar. Now, heading into this round, we are leading the championship by 7 points over Andreas Backer, then a further 7 points over Timmy Hansen. So we are sitting in a fairly comfortable spot, and we're the only driver to make it to every final so far. Here we go for Q1, normal suspects here, Munich on the inside, Markland, then Sheestreet, ourselves right on the outside, a second corner joke here, so things could get a little bit interesting, quite a fast turn one, and we're on the outside, so this will be interesting to see how it plays out. And we are green in Sweden for the first qualifying session as we head down towards turn number 1, we're just going to send it right around the outside, now stop it. For turn number 2, Sheestreet looking up our insides. We got a little bit wide there. Aggressive from Sheestreet, but he couldn't make that stick. Is now down into that right-hander. That's one corner I really do struggle with. Is now into, I think they call this the velodrome or something like that. It's a very banked corner, and you can get a really nice run off that as now we head down the hill. A quick flick to the right, then the famous jump here at Holjes, a little dab of the brakes to just try and control the car up and over that as we get to the end of lap number 1. We're out in the lead, a very nice position. Now he's going to push hard and go for a last lap joker, I would say. Make the most of this clean air. Okay, that's a bit sideways over the jump. That's what I mean when you got to dab the brakes, just going over that jump. Because you come off that fast right-hander, the car is quite sideways. And you have to be quite careful just to keep the car under control. But that hasn't hurt us too bad. It looks like we have a massive lead on these guys in our heat right now. Right, starting the final lap, I'm going to have to dive off into the joker. A lot of curb there through turn number 1. Now onto the brakes, getting nice and wide to open up this chicane and back out into the lead we go. So this qualifying race has gone very much to plan considering we started on the very outside. We just have to make sure we don't make any more mistakes on this final lap. Don't have a similar moment to what we had over the jump last time as we plummet down the hill. This is where it gets very, very quick, the track, and now up to the jump. A little dab of the brakes, keep the car under control, back on the brakes, down into the final corner. Not the best run through there, and up to the line. A time of 2:38.9. No idea how that is, but you can see how far behind the other cars are. You could see them just coming up to the jump there once I crossed the line. And it is indeed good enough to win Q1. How much? By 4 seconds, or just under 4 seconds, to Sebastian Loeb. So a very, very good start to the weekend. Where is Backer? He is all the way down in 11th place. And where is Timmy Hansen? He's in 13th place, our two main championship rivals. So good start to the weekend here in Sweden. Right, on the grid for Q2, we are on pole position on the inside. Sebastian Loeb next to us, then it's Petter Solberg on the very outside, and Rainis Nitish in between those two World Rally champions. We are ready to race. And we're green for Q2. Loeb getting a much better start than us as we head down towards turn number 1. Got across to the apex, now down to the inside to defend into turn 2, but Solberg is forcing the DS3 up there as Loeb has gone into the joker and actually come out in front of us just behind Petter Solberg. So this is quite interesting. We're going to look up the inside of Loeb. We have to get past him and try to push past if we do want to have a decent chance here in qualifying. We have a mega run. Can we get up the inside of Solberg? No, he left just less than a car width gap there. We tried to get in there, but it just wasn't going to happen, so we backed out of that move. Is now down to the end of lap number 1. No point really jokering to cover a Loeb. We're not far enough ahead to cover him, but what is Solberg going to do from the lead? He is staying on the normal lap as we got very, very sideways there down into turn number 2. Oh, we've got a very nice run. Can we look up his inside as we plummet down the hill? This is going to turn to the outside for this fast right-hander. We're getting very, very wide, and Solberg side by side across the jump, and Petter Solberg does just about hold on to first place for now. But this fighting, while it's a lot of fun, it's really not going to be helping our time whatsoever. And Solberg does go off into the Joker. I was going to go if he didn't, but he has gone, and we should be out in front of him. But now we really need to set a good lap here if we do want to have a decent time here in this qualifying race. It looks like Solberg might have just come out in front of Sebastian Loeb. So there is still a chance for us, although the spotter prediction is saying all the way down into third place. We have to have a really good Joker as we're getting very sideways over that jump. We do manage to regain control and save that quite nicely. Onto the last lap we now go. We have to dive into the Joker through turn number 1 is now down into the Joker. We do go, oh, we've clipped the outside wall. That's really not going to help our run through the Joker. Where are we? On the rejoin, just behind Petter Solberg. We've hit the back of his DS3. We are so close. Can we look up the inside here at the Velodrome? Not quite enough space, but we could get a very nice exit. We're pushing his DS3, but now we can pull alongside him. Heading down the hill, can we get across and cut him off into this fast right handle? We drift very wide, dab of the brakes over the jump. We're still side by side down into the final corner. I've gone in a little bit too deep. Pushed him wide, and I think we are going to win our race. And that was an epic race. So much fighting, so much fun. But that's going to really hinder our time. I probably shouldn't have fought that hard in that race, but we've still got second overall. Shishrit has actually won that, and we've still got second. Me, Solberg, and Loeb are second, third, and fourth after finishing 1, 2, 3 in our race, despite all the fighting we had. That is absolutely bonkers. We should not have been fighting as hard as we were there, considering that was a qualifying race. Here we go, we're on the grid for Q3, and for some reason I've been glitched back row. We've got Shishrit on pole, then it's the two DS3s in the middle, then Loeb, and for some reason I am starting a row behind them. I have no idea why this is happening. This is some sort of glitch on Dirt 4, and I've started behind everyone else, a massive disadvantage. We're going to head to the outside, just send it around the outside. We're forced off the track there by Petter Solberg as he has gotten out into the lead. Actually, we've got Loeb going into the Joker on lap number 1 yet again, as now we're going to go around the outside of Shishrit. I did not plan that move. I just got a little bit sideways, in a bit too hot, but it has worked out. Now we need to get our heads down. We've got Loeb, who has Jokered, Solberg, who hasn't. We've got a mega run on Loeb down the hill, up his inside, into the right-hander. Can we make this move stick? Over the jump, there's contact in midair, and we've somehow held on to our DS3. My hands absolutely frantic on the wheel there, but we have managed to hold on, and I think I might dive into the Joker if Petter Solberg doesn't, and we are going to dive into the Joker here on lap number 2, because it's not really going to hurt us. We're going to get out ahead of Shishrit so we can get that Joker done. And now we've got that second disadvantage, whatever it is around here at Holjes, out of the way, and now he's going to catch back up while these two trip over each other a bit, with Solberg holding up Loeb as he hasn't Jokered. Right, there goes Solberg off into the Joker on lap number 3. Where is he going to rejoin? Just behind Loeb, just in front of me, as there's some bodywork coming off someone's car there. And now it's an out-and-out race to the flag, but I'm not too sure there is much point fighting. I'm not quite close enough to I've actually got a mega run on Solberg as I'm saying I'm not going to fight, and I'm not going to lift out and not go past Solberg there with a mega run I did have. So we are up into second place. Hopefully, no, he's still there on our outside. A lot of contact down into the final corner. Are we still side by side? I don't really know. I think we have got that move done. I have finally mapped a look back button. As you can see, I did use it, but you're looking through all the scaffolding in the back of the car, the roll cage and the radiator and whatnot. You're looking through all that, so it is a bit hard to really tell what is going on, but we are ahead of Solberg. Hopefully that little fight didn't lose us all too much time as we are on the final lap. These have been two back-to-back absolutely crazy qualifying races. This one not quite as crazy as Q2, but a bit crazy nonetheless. Is up over the jump we go. Keep the car under control on the brakes, down into the final corner. Loeb is going to win our race. I'm going to cross the line in second, a 2:40.7. Hopefully we are still up the pointy end of the field despite all the racing in that, and we are, in fact, second in the heat. So Loeb will have won that, and then Solberg in third place. So 1-2-3 in our race, 1-2-3 overall. Then you got Kristoffersen, Backrud in 6th, Timmy Hansen in 7th. So those guys will be pulling back a little bit of time as we're going to have a look at the overall qualifying standings in a sec. So we're currently sitting overall as the top qualifier with a win and 2 second places. Loeb is sitting in second with Petter Solberg in third. We've had a lot of fights with those guys, and we are 1-2-3 at the moment. But Backrud is sitting in P9, so he looks like he's going to make it through as it stands. And Timmy Hansen is right on the bubble, just on the outside of the bubble, let's say, in 13th place, the first driver to miss out on the semi-finals. But we've got one qualifying race left to go. Can Timmy Hansen pull himself back up into the semis, or is his championship fight going to come crashing down at home? Here we go, the final qualifying race, and yet again, the same glitch. We are starting a row back. I have no idea why. We have Loeb in front to the left, then Solberg to the right, then Johan Kristoffersen just to join us. This is going to be an absolutely mental race in Q4. And we are green, and there's really not much I can do off the start here. Starting right at the back, I might just try to go off into the Joker here on lap number 1, trying to go around the outside of some of the cars, slowing down a little bit more to take the standard lap. A bit of a clumsy Joker, but it is not all too bad. We have that out of the way. Solberg has done that as well, but Loeb and Kristoffersen have not. And Kristoffersen is getting very, very feisty with his now teammate in the real-life world of World RX, but not quite in this game. Can we look up the inside of Solberg down into this right-hander? We always seem to get a mega run down the hill compared to everyone else. But to end lap number 1, we are in 4th place, but 2 cars still get to Joker. And there goes Kristoffersen off into the Joker. We've had a bit of a scrappy turn 2. Where is Kristoffersen going to rejoin? Right there on our right-hand side. A little bit of contact around the outside of the right-hander. I think we have gotten in front of Johan Kristoffersen, so a good lap there to jump Kristoffersen. You can see he is behind us now. Mega run. Can we squeeze between the wall and Petter Solberg down into this right-hander? We're not quite able to do anything as we're pushing him over the jump. That got very sketchy as we properly back it in to that final corner. I think that is going to do any chance we have of beating Sebastian Loeb here as we get a little bit sideways through turn number 1. There he goes into the Joker. Is he going to be close enough? He's going to get well out ahead of Petter Solberg. So I'd say that is this qualifying race over. We're probably going to have to settle for 3rd place. We head into the Velodrome, though I do usually get a very good exit off here and a good run down the hill. And again, we have an absolutely mega run. We just blast past Petter Solberg, get across to the inside, and that is our position up into 2nd place. So easy that move is now. We only have 1 lap left to go. We've got a little bit of air between us and Loeb, so hopefully we can put in a decent time. I'm just thinking, I'm not too sure what the points difference between me and Loeb is. I'm pretty sure he is 2nd overall in qualifying at the moment. So this could be enough for him to take top qualifier off me. I'm not too sure. I think it might have been a 10-point gap, and he's only going to get maybe 5 points more than us if we 1-2 this. I am not too sure, but I'm... Oh, no, this... Oh, yeah, I'm not getting top qualifier now. I was too busy talking. Oh, I've been massively hit by Solberg. This has really gone down the drain at the end, and I think I've just choked on what would have been my 2nd top qualifier of the season. I was too busy talking about it, and I have a huge moment over the jump. It's such a difficult jump, so easy for things to go wrong. 4th overall in the heat, Sebastian. 10 points difference there. I'm not too sure what the gap was. I think it was 10 points exactly. I could be wrong here, but this could be very close between me and Loeb for the top qualifier. Timmy Hansen has got himself up into 10th in this qualifying heat, so that might be enough to see him up into the semi-finals, but Backrud all the way down in last place. This is going to be interesting to see how it does play out when we... Loeb has taken it. I thought that might be the case. I thought it was either 5 or 10 points, and Loeb has snatched top qualifier off us. That is a real shame. Loeb goes TQ, myself in 2nd, Solberg in 3rd, Schischrik, Gronholm, Baumanis, Kristoffersen, Nittish, the 2 Hansen brothers. So Timmy Hansen has pulled himself up into the semi-finals, and Backward's missed out. Our closest championship rival, Andreas Backward, has just missed out by 1 qualifying point there in the end. So Backward, Ericsson, Janey, and Markland are all out here in Holjes. So it is time for the semi-finals, and here are the grids. For semi-final number 1, we have 2 World Rally champions lining up on the front row of the grid, Sebastian Loeb and Petter Solberg. Then you have Niklas Gronholm and Johan Kristoffersen on the second row, and Kevin Hansen and Rene Munich rounding out the grid. Then in semi-final number 2, you have myself on pole position with Shishirit alongside us, Balmanis and Nitish, the 2 Latvians, on the middle row. Then Timmy Hansen and Timur Timizyanov on the final row of the grid. Here we go, it is time for the semi-finals. We are here on pole position in semi-final number 2. Shishirit is alongside us. We are ready to race. And we are green for semi-final number 2 here in Sweden. We have not got the best start. We've got a little bit of a hit. Can we look up the inside of Shishirit down into turn number 1, getting very wide through turn number 2, right around the outside, and we do manage to hold on. Now we have the run on Shishirit. It turns to the inside for this right-hander. Can we get this move done? Squeeze him out as we head down into the velodrome. We have, in fact, held on to the lead of this semi-final. Now we just need to push it, trying to set the best lap time we possibly can. Wait till probably the final lap to go for a joker, but I will keep an eye to see who's jokering, see what everyone is doing, but I think we should be in a decent spot to go to the end for a final lap joker and just make the most of this clean air. Timmy Hansen has fought his way all the way up into P2 by the looks of things, starting off the back row of the grid. So Timmy is hungry for victory here at home. And Timmy's gone for the joker, and he's rejoined in second place, so I might just have to cover him off. I know Timmy is very quick, and he's jokered and still sitting there in second place. We need to put together a decent end to this lap, and then we're going to have to cover him off with the joker. I do believe we're getting very sideways over that jump. That is going to lose us time, not going to help us whatsoever. We're very wide through the final corner. It's not been a good end to this lap. Onto the brakes. The spotter prediction is still saying P1 is into the joker. We do dive, getting a little bit wide. Not the best joker in the one. We're going to rejoin still in first place. So we have covered off Timmy Hansen quite nicely. I wasn't too sure how close he would be, but we have done that perfectly, and we are still in the lead on lap 3 of 6. Now, we should just be able to drive to the end. We can't quite see where Timmy is through all the gear in the back of this car, but he didn't look ultra close. Through the final corner, we come to cross the line and win our semi-final. You can see just how close Timmy Hansen was to the back of us. I could hear him breathing down our neck for quite a while. We stayed composed though and held on to the lead, so that secures us a place on the front row of the grid. And let's have a look. Sebastian Loeb has won semi-final number 1 with Kevin Hansen and Gronholm going through with him. Petter Solberg, Johan Kristoffersen have both missed out along with Rene Munich. Then in my semi-final, you got myself and Timmy Hansen going through 1-2, and then you got Rainis Nitish joining us going through to the final. Timur Timizyanov, Balmanis, and Shishirit, who started on the front row of the grid, finished in last place, so he is not going to go any further in this weekend. It is time for the final here in Holjes. Sebastian Loeb starts on pole position, myself alongside him on the front row of the grid. Then you have the 2 Hansen brothers on the middle row of the grid at their home event here in Sweden. Then Niklas Gronholm and Rainis Nitish round out the grid. Now, I've been adding up the championship points as we go throughout the weekend. Of course, they're awarded at the end of qualifying, the end of the semi-finals, and at the end of the final. And throughout a whole World RX event, there is a total of 30 points you can win. 16 points for going top qualifier, 6 for winning a semi-final, and 8 for winning the final. So a maximum of 30 points one driver can get over the course of a weekend. And as it does stand right now, I am 23 points ahead of Timmy Hansen. So if I win the final, I get 8 points. If he comes last, he gets 1 point. That extends the gap to 30 points exactly back to Timmy Hansen. And then, of course, you're going to at least get 1 championship point, even if you finish last in qualifying. So if I win here in Holjes, Timmy Hansen finishes in last in this final, I will be crowned the champion before we even get to the last round of the season, which is absolutely bonkers considering it is only a 5-round championship. Here we go, we are on the grid for the final here in Holjes. Grab the handbrake. We are almost ready to race for the final. We are ready to race now. And we're green in Sweden for the final. How has our start been? Not the best compared to Sebastian Loeb. Can we look around his outside through turn number 1? Now we're going very, very sideways through turn number 2, and Timmy Hansen is trying to capitalize on that, forcing his way up our inside, and he does that successfully as we get very, very sideways through that left-hander. Now we have the 2 Peugeots just in front of us, and the 3rd Peugeot of Kevin Hansen right in behind us. We are in a proper Peugeot sandwich here, but yet again we have a mega run down the hill up the inside of Timmy Hansen. Can we do this a little bit cleaner than Matthias Ekstrom? We can't quite make that move stick. We tried hard, but we kept it nice and fair, unlike the EKS driver. As through the final corner we go. We might just think about diving off into the Joker. I'm not too sure. Timmy Hansen, he's just dived up the inside of his teammate and then gone off into the Joker. A very, very aggressive Joker entrance there, and he has popped out just in front of us. I might take a leaf out of his book on the next lap, because I think I do need to Joker here in this final right now if I do want to stand a chance. We have Timmy Hansen in front of us already, who has dived into the Joker. Can we go up his inside as we head down the hill? That is the outside for this fast right-hander, and Timmy Hansen has the line. He cuts us off and holds on to that position. As round the final corner we go to end lap number 2 of 6. We might just think about going into the Joker here on this particular lap. Is Sebastian Loeb going to go? No, he is not, so this could work out quite nicely for us. A bit of a scrappy Joker, but we have rejoined without any other cars getting between me and the 2 factory Peugeots just in front of us. Now we just need to get our head down, try to reel in that little bit of a gap that has blown out by the not so perfect Joker we just pulled off there. Sebastian Loeb still not going for the Joker here on lap 4. This is giving us a bit more of a chance. He's just going to keep holding up Timmy Hansen throughout this event the longer he stays out. There goes Loeb into the Joker. He's finally gone for it, and we have caught up quite a lot, but he is going to rejoin just in front of his slots in behind Timmy Hansen. We're going to dive to his outside. We can't make that stick, and we've probably lost ourselves a little bit of time by going for that aggressive move. Can we get a good run off the velodrome and down the hill? Yes, we can. Up the inside of Sebastian Loeb. Are we going to make this move stick across to the apex for the fast right-hander? And we do get that position now up into 2nd place. Now we need to try to hunt down his teammate. We're going wide at the final corner. Loeb back up our inside, a little bit of contact as we start the final lap here in Holjes. Run wide through the final corner, block off Loeb, and we do get that move done. Now into 2nd place. That little bit of an extra scobble down at the final corner could just cost us a chance at trying to attack Timmy Hansen for the win here in Holjes. Through the velodrome we go now, try to get a good exit off here, but we are too far back, I think, to launch any sort of move. We do get a nice run down this hill normally, try to keep it controlled through this fast right-hander. A good run over the hill, and we're not going to be close enough to try any sort of audacious dive bomb like Timmy has done before in real life. And Timmy Hansen wins at home in Sweden. We come home in 2nd place, and then Sebastian Loeb rounds out the podium. A very interesting final there, a bit of a fight there with Sebastian Loeb, but Timmy Hansen winning the event means we do not go home as a world champion today. Then we've got Rainis Nittish, Kevin Hansen, and Nicholas Gronholm in 4th, 5th, and 6th. We were in a proper Peugeot sandwich there, fighting with the 2 now factory Peugeots. This, I think, is based on like the 2015, 2016-ish season, so it wasn't factory back then, but nowadays it is. But a good race there in the final. Another 2nd place. I will happily, well, not another 2nd place. We haven't actually finished 2nd in a final yet. So far, we've been to every final. We've finished 5th, 3rd, and now we finally get a 2nd. Maybe that means when we head to Lowiak for the final round of the season, we can go one step higher and finish in 1st place and finally actually win an event. We are yet to win an event. We've only gone top qualifier once, and then won one semi-final. That's the only races we've won properly throughout this entire season. But nonetheless, a podium in Holjes, I am not going to complain too much about that. So that brings us to the end of today's video. We have 1 round left in the championship, and we are heading to Lowiak in France. As the championship standings stand, I am in 1st place, 20 points over Timmy Hansen, 29 back to Andreas Backerud and Petter Solberg, who are equal on points, and 31 to Sebastian Loeb. So realistically, only one person can really challenge me for the championship, and that is Timmy Hansen. Technically, Backerud and Solberg could equal me on points if they win. They go top qualifier, win their semi-final and their final, and I go out in qualifying in dead last and only get 1 singular point, but that is very, very unlikely. So I think we're just going to get some points in Lowiak, and we should be able to hold on to the championship and win in our debut season. But that video should be up in about a week's time. I'm very much looking forward to that. Lowiak, a very fun track. But that is going to do it for today, guys. This has been a super fun episode to make. Holjes has provided some absolutely epic racing, especially it was Q2 and Q3 with Loeb and Solberg. Those two races absolutely bonkers, especially Q2, and I had so much fun doing that. I'm not too sure. I haven't edited, obviously. Yeah, I'm still recording, but I don't think I actually stopped talking properly throughout that entire Q2 race. It's pretty much unedited from start to finish. Absolutely bonkers, but nonetheless, that is the end of the video. If you guys have enjoyed this video like I have, make sure you do smash that like button. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel for much more racing, World RX, F1, MotoGP content, all that good stuff. I like anything that has an engine and 2 or 4 wheels. Really, it is on a game. That's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.